Does social media affect your perception of your progression? Bang.
Yeah.
I think it definitely does. I feel like, especially as a young person, I'm on my phone a hell of a lot, and social media, like, all I see in terms of what people class as successful is more about money, what you got on your foot, what you're driving. That determines the way that people want to class you as successful, as opposed to what really I define as progression and successful is more about what's on the inside and more about how you're progressing as a person and how you're growing as a person.
Yeah,
I feel like social media contradicts that, and
So it doesn't affect you then?
does it affect?
It doesn't then, because you have your own.
I feel like you know how we were talking about earlier about being on a journey to finding yourself. I feel like in my journey so far, I've learned the importance of working on myself and progressing down on the inside of me, as opposed to that, like, what's the show on the outside. But obviously, because of what I've seen, that obviously I want to have money, I want to have this, I want to have a nice car, a nice house, and I would be a fool if I didn't think that social media actually encouraged that way of thinking.
Yeah, I think with social media as well, a lot of people tend to compare themselves to each other when they're starting things up, and obviously that's a very unhealthy attitude. Comes quite competitive, but you kind of have to scrutinise what are you competing against. I think social media is very much a system that fuels the ego a lot, and yeah, it can be quite materialistic, but again, with this whole competitive aspect, I question why a lot of people do things, and I feel like social media does influence that. And this isn't even trying to dig, but this is just to raise a point. If you've noticed how many people are now starting little businesses like lash lines, hairlines, custom made t-shirts everywhere, new tracksuits, and it's just like, I feel like we're kind of losing ourselves in that. We're not really creating businesses and, driving for success that really, something that we're passionate about. We're not driven in that way. We're kind of copying each other, and we're becoming sheep in that way. And it's, I don't know, it's weird.
To be fair though, to add on to that, I kind of actually, I know
there's benefits
weird
to that.
Yeah, but I would rather that someone sees that online and wants to try and copy it, actually like learn some little things along the way, then realizes, oh rah, this is not for me, because I really wasn't passionate about this, but let me try and find what is for me, and now I have this skill set, this light skill set that I've done for the first trial and error, and I can actually apply it better. Because it's all dependent on how you use it. I always say this, like, social media is a tool. If you're not using it, you can have it for the fun and games and giggles, but at the end of the day, it's a tool for us, isn't it? And if you're not using it to try and further whatever it is that you're doing, you're wasting your time. You can use it to, show people that you're having a great life or whatever, and that's a whole nother topic, because that can deal with, the way you feel internally and shit. But you can use it constructively, and I don't know, I just would argue that it's not
dangerous because we don't. A lot of people, I say we, I'm gonna speak for we. A lot of people don't use it constructively. The main reason for social media is to make yourself feel worse. That's just honest truth. Even me, since I'm on Instagram, let's talk about fitness, because right now fitness is in. Like, everyone's in the gym, everyone's pumping weights, everyone's ripped, everyone wants to have a big bum, whatever. BBL, all these surgeries are out there. So you're on Instagram looking at this girl. She's got a big bum. All the guys you follow, double tapping on that picture, commenting bare stuff, and you're sitting there looking at that and you're thinking, rah, I need to get there quick. But what you don't realise is that what they're showing you on social media isn't facts. That she didn't go gym and squat for that. She went to the clinic in Turkey and got stuff injected in her bum. So you're going to go gym now and be like, oh, why is it not working for me? Beat yourself up to the point where you're like, do you know what, it's not for me, I don't deserve it, when really it wasn't for her neither. So as much as you can go on there and you can use it, it's so dangerous. You have to be so strong-minded to be on there. You have to really know yourself and love yourself to be able to scroll through that TL and that explore page and not look at something and go, I need to be like that, I need to have that. The materialistic thing, guys, shoes. The money people are spending on shoes, yes, you want the shoes. When you have money for a yard, a car, and to not go to work every day, then worry about red bottoms and all of them things there. Until then, just watch them and let them enjoy it. Because you know what, when you're older and you're gaff and they're walking down the street to their mum's house in their little bedroom with their red bottoms and their Mercedes parked up outside,
But
who's winning?
I
Not you.
I think that's why it's so important to kind of distinguish the difference between social media and reality. There's a definite difference. And if my friend, any of you guys or anyone out there is someone who wakes up in the morning and the first thing you do is look at who messaged you on social media or look at the latest pictures, you have a sickness and you need, no, seriously, you have some sort of a sickness. I don't know what the term is, but you really do need to go and get yourself off that ASAP. Come off it ASAP, because it's actually an illness and literally it's an addiction. It's crazy.
We follow what we want to follow, innit?
You do follow what you want to follow. However, is predominantly and should predominantly be used as a marketing tool. Period. If you now want to go use it as something to show yourself, because listen, a lot of people get to advertise yourself. Fair enough. Each to their own. But if you're doing it because you feel like you need some sort of self-validation with the amount of likes you get and all the things like that, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
I think we should call it. We should call it then, like, if you're using it as a tool, like business media or something, because we're not using it socially like that.
No.
Like when we say social media, it's for a majority of people who are trying to just show out.
The problem is people with the 100k, all those big followers, are the people that are not using it correctly. The people that are using it for the reasons we'd probably use it. I've got some petty followers. I'm not saying petty because followers are followers at the end of the day. I don't look into that too much in it. But if you've got, let's say I'm doing YouTube videos and you're talking about inspirational stuff, which you know what could make a massive difference with somebody's life, but your followers are only 1,000, and then the girl that's posting pictures of her bum that's big, sticking out in no clothes, has got 100k followers. Who is actually making the most difference?
But then also another question would be, about it. How many people want to wifey that girl?
No, but
I mean, legitly wifey that girl versus actually want to do something to them. Let's be really honest.
That's the next thing. That's the next thing. That's an individual thing. That's
a whole conversation.
Yeah, that's a
whole conversation. Because when you're looking at
social media,
you battle. No, when you're looking at social media, you
battle
with your own insecurities as well. You know, like that. So it is, baby.
And I don't really agree with what you're saying as well.
Like, it's just a like. I'm never ever gonna see her again. Like, no, we are always gonna be battling with our own insecurities. So when we do look at social media as a progression platform ladder, then it's a very, very dangerous world. So yeah.
At same time though, those girls posting those pictures. Or these guys posting these pictures. You know, it's a business. So you can sit there and criticize them.
It's only a business when you monetize it. Let's be very, very.
But they are being paid.
There's maybe about a good 10% on social media that are mobbing it. Monetarily wise.
But honestly, if you have,
it's only if people buy in.
You're getting paid.
No. It's only if people buy into you.
They will.
E.g., buy into the products that you are selling or promoting.
No. All the brands want you to promote.
All the brands that you're promoting.
If you have reach, that's what they're looking for.
You're not getting paid. The
you're not getting paid for doing stupid shit.
I don't know, Pretty Little Thing, Misguided.
But they want to see that you're actually engaging. They're actually engaging.
There's
some metrics. You need to see the metrics in terms of how many likes are you getting, and actually, is there any metrics to show? For example, they'll give you a certain code. Oh, okay, how many people have used this code? That's when you'll start getting paid, when you can show that, listen, this is what I've done, etc., etc.
But you're more likely to get paid if you've got the right amount of people to reach out to, because a larger number will actually buy that. Do you know what I'm saying? And how you're advertising. I could advertise the same piece of clothes my girl's advertising over there, and I bet any money her code's going to get used more than mine, even though it's the exact same percentage.
You can get real life jobs as well.
Do you know what? I have to speak partially from experience, from someone that doesn't have a lot of following, but I have amazing engagement, and I've scored some great collaborations this year. And not all of them have been paid. Like 2 weeks ago, I was working with Sleek Makeup. Sent me like a big package full of stuff. They've got 1.3 million followers on Instagram. I've got 2,600. I'm not too sure if it's entirely about who you're following and all of this, that, and the other. I think it does go down to an engagement thing.
How did they find you? Did you?
I didn't approach them. They emailed me. No, they
tag in, or do you do makeup videos, or?
I honestly can't tell you. I know I post quite a lot, and they're all different looks. It's not that they sent me a specific look and was like, yeah, we love it, but it was they sent me an email, and I'm saying I think these opportunities are out there. We look at these people with 100k. Not all of them did blow up overnight. I know, like my friend that has 40k. There's a lot of hard work that goes into that. It's really not just as simple as just putting a picture up. It is. There's so much bloody work. that goes behind it, it's like a third job. I get drained by it at times, but it's a passion, so this is why I love it. And I think that's kind of how we have to just take it a little bit more lightly. It is just social media. It's on our phone. It goes in our pocket, away now.
But
That's
I think
it.
what we're trying to highlight is probably the fast get rich culture.
Yeah.
Going on
Microwave
social
money.
media.
This isn't new though.
Microwave money. It's not new.
This is there's a book called The Compound Effect that literally talks about this. It's called Microwave Money, and it's because everybody wants to just get money quickly, and that's it. You know, people say, "Oh, if I win the lottery one day," but you only ever hear about, you know, that one person that wins the lottery, but you don't hear about the thousands of times people are not winning.
But people want the microwave because they don't see, they're not getting enough of.
No. The reason for this theory, this is from this theory. It's literally just because of the fact that we've been brought up to say, you know what, you can have anything you want, but people just aren't working hard enough for it. And you work a bit and you think, oh my God, no, it's not working, and then they just stop. And that's it. The work ethic, I just don't think the work ethic is there enough. And it's not good to covet other people that, you know, maybe are doing really well for the right reasons.
How many people show their struggle?
That's
the journey?
it. No, not enough.
Everyone
They
just
don't,
sees.
but it should. They don't. But the thing is, you know, it should be understood that, you know, if Rome wasn't built in a day, you cannot just simply expect that, you know, there was no struggles there was no death and bloodshed. That, I think that's coming from it in this type of a little bit ignorant in some senses, to just assume that there was no struggle involved, because nobody has it smooth sailing. Even going to school, it's not easy for some people, you know. I think it's just exactly we can't let social media just make us ignorant. Like you have to be able to sort of read forward behind that. Like you said, there's so much shit going on behind.
But you see how you know your friend worked hard for them 40k followers. As much as you're saying, yeah, we should just know, a lot of people are just seeing all this stuff she's benefiting from now. If she actually, I'm not saying she should have to, because really and truly she's worked her ass off. Why does she need to go out and now start helping others? But for me, if I'm successful, like there's guys that do it. For example, I started trading. There's guys that are coming to me, and saying, I want to help you. They don't have to help me. That's what they tell me how they got to where they are. Like he's driving a Lamborghini and he's 22 years old. I'm thinking, right, I need to be like you. Do you know what I mean? And he's telling me, oh yeah, you can do this. And I'm thinking, can I though? Because I haven't seen none of it on his social media. But then he sits me down and I have a conversation with you and you tell me now, look Tash, I did this. I was broke. I was struggling. I was working at Sainsbury's. I was this forever, and I'm thinking, okay, right, but I wouldn't have known
what does he
none
show
of that.
exactly?
I wouldn't have known none. So you know, for me, I'm looking at his Lamborghini, thinking, yes, I'm a rich kid. That's it. And I'm thinking, why can't I have? Why did God not bless me with the money? Do you know what I mean? Why is Kylie Jenner famous because her sister made a sex tape? I'm vexed. I'm sitting there, I'm getting mad. Obviously now I'm older. I'm at a point where, do you know what? There's no point being mad. Ain't gonna change tomorrow.
You got to work for it.
Work for it. But there's a lot of people that don't look at it that way. They look at it as like, oh, he's rich. I want that. I want that. I want that. Which is why they end up going for this microwave money concept, and they start doing quick things like quickly teething from people, whatever, and end up in jail or end up in where they're not going to see money anyway. But it's because of the fact that no one is showing their progression. That's why I think people that do YouTube are so inspirational, because if you're a real fan, you'll watch them from when they have barely no followers till when they've uploaded 500 episodes and then they're actually one episode blows and then everything falls into place. And I'm like, you know what? She grafted. Because you know what? She's shown it. She didn't go back and delete all those videos. She left them there. I can see that video only got 1k views, but you know what? She left it there. Now she's on 500k views. I'm thinking, okay, that could be me. You just you have to show it, and that's the main problem. If we don't all have the same, not everyone has the same mentality. So we sit and we go, oh, you need to know struggle. You need to know, Not everyone thinks like that. Unfortunately, unfortunately in this world, people are ignorant. People choose to be ignorant. They choose not to
and that's
read.
dangerous with social media, because like, it gives you algorithms as well. So what you like, it'll show you more.
And what your friends
in your own
like,
bubble.
not just you. If
That's
you
why
go
you
on
see
your
some,
page,
like on the TL or whatever, that's why you see the same kind of people always come up, always being peddled.
That's how they like influence the elections and shit, like think tanks. From social media, from that, shows you what you like. But this is what I'm saying, on the same hand then, instead of looking at the bad side of it, if you know that, why don't you use it as a tool again and just unfollow all the bullshit. Go through your timeline right now, unfollow all the bullshit and follow inspirational stuff, or even if it's people living the life that you want to live, maybe follow that. Yes, you might feel times where, I'm not living that yet, but if you consistently see that and program yourself with that, it's going to help you and give you motivation.
Go back to reality. Make a mood board. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Something that you can visually see on a regular basis.
But that can be your social media. Your mood board can be your social media. You have to adapt.
in this day and age, you cannot afford to not have some form of social media,
Yeah.
regardless of its effect on you. You cannot afford to not have it. I'm sorry, if you don't have it, you are isolated. Even my mum has. When I saw my mum on Instagram, I said, don't follow me. My mum has Instagram. Do you know what I mean? My mum don't need Instagram. She's a developed woman. But do you know what? She's realised that in this world, you ain't meeting nobody no more face to face. Look, dating apps. You can't even meet someone in person no more. You got to meet them on a dating app. You can't make friends anymore because people are screwing up each other in person, but on Instagram they're quick to say, "Oh, you look beautiful, babe." All this face to face interaction is gone.
It's all like a little bit of it's just a matter of perspective, because like we spoke about earlier, like attracts like. I've deleted dating apps and I haven't gone out to date in over a year, and I ended up meeting someone who I'm seeing and it's going amazingly, and I bumped into him in a smoking area at work. There was like that. I think it's all a matter of perspective, and the reason why that happened, it's not because shit like this happens. It's because I said to myself, the next person I'm going to meet, it's not going to be on a dating app. It's going to be in person. I feel like it's the same with most of these little things with like social media. It is just down to your own perspective.
You can create the most maddest person you can be. Like
Online.
you can be a billionaire on social media and no one will ever know.
Yeah.
You can go outside of Kensington Palace, outside of a Range Rover, take pictures, professional pictures. You pay them £50 or whatever, and you can be this stunt and all of this stuff. No. Come back to reality.
But
That's
you
what
do it
I'm.
in real life. Look at the rentals. Rental. I go out and
But you know what's crazy though?
rental
Some people have used social media because literally fake it till you make it. Yeah, like some people have used that to make that their reality, and it's actually happened.
I can't even argue with that, because if you see that, like you said, it is in some respects a good tool.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hate on someone that's done that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Get your
that's
money,
you.
B.
Yeah, that's you. You did you got the tools there. You used it.
However, to a certain degree, there's people out there that are projecting a false. That's not even a word, but projecting a false narrative of being this kind of person, when in actual real life situations they're nothing. So for example, we lose social skills like speaking face to face and things like that. I'm speaking to people with 100k followers, 15k followers or whatever plus, and they can't even have a conversation with you. They can't look at you in the eye, nothing like that, but they can have all of these followers. I'm not hating on them, good on them. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But we're losing all of these natural skills, this natural skill set. And this is why we're becoming so desensitized to so many things, because we see it all over social media. It's just crazy, man. I just stay away from it.
So do you reckon that social media, or depending on the person you are, it can like give you progression in your
own way.
In your own way, yeah.
Everyone differently.
But does it give you regression in your social skills then?
100%.
It definitely does regress you in your social skills if you allow it to.
Yeah.
If you are so submerged in it that every single picture you see now puts something consciously in your head and, oh my gosh, maybe I should do this.
So
or
that's only
maybe I
if you
should do
live by
that.
it though.
I don't
What
think
about
it's
your job?
live
And
by
your
that.
normal job in that, you're going to communicate.
Yeah.
When we're here now, they communicate. That work.
Even if you do
Advertisements always
communicate.
been there. Magazines have always been a comparison for people.
But you have to go out to buy a magazine.
But
You have to go out to do these things.
But then-
Actually,
but-
it was never forced
it's
upon
only
you.
because of-
Like she just said, it's a necessity to have
it's
social
only
media.
because, no. It's only because our lives have become more mobile. I think it used to be magazines and newspapers once upon a time.
Yeah,
You needed to be hooked up from magazines.
Now
and
it's on
newspapers.
Snapchat.
Now
Have
it's
you
on
seen every
Snap.
single magazine on Snapchat?
But it's more accessible now.
Only
It's always
because
been
of
accessible,
more-
though.
because
You
of
found it if you
more
need it.
accessible.
Because
now.
no, before once
It's
upon a time-
accessible 24 hours of the day. Before it was not accessible 24 hours of the day.
News was always popping 24 hours of the day. The only thing is you had to wait till the next morning to grab your newspaper.
Exactly.
But
But I'm trying to say now you can be up to date with
but
everything.
When it even comes to advertisements on the TV commercials, this is still a form of social media in that sort of sense. This is something for you to compare your progress to. So I don't know if people become more insecure with their own situations where we see social media as being that thing, like Insta being that thing. But we do need to tap out of it and concentrate a little bit more on ourselves in order to, like everyone has been saying, in order to see the progress.
On that note, can we talk about those that are rich and depressed?
Yeah.
Because that's
Boy.
what it's spoken
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't focus on what's in here and what's up here, then what is
What
it?
is it?
You know what I mean?
And I think even homing onto that, mental health and mental illnesses as well. So strongly linked to social media and depression because you feel like you need this.
But this is my point. What we're saying is, and exactly what you said, and it's all tying together now, is that they're not showing everything. They're showing only selective things, which is why it's a problem. It wouldn't be a problem if we knew everything. You know that, we know, and a small amount of people know that they're
But people
depressed.
wouldn't buy into it as well.
Not everyone's comfortable with their own struggle.
Do you know
That's
what?
fine.
And
Wow.
in some
That's
respects
powerful.
as well, I feel like I don't kind of want to see someone struggle on my timeline.
I'm struggling
I don't
myself.
really want to see that, because I don't want to be reminded of that either. I want to see stuff that's going to inspire me. I want to see that person doing good, so I can think, cool, like that's what I want to do. I wouldn't want to see someone sitting there going, I've just been at the studio for 6 hours, I can't sleep, and this is not banging. I don't want to see any of that, because that's not really going to motivate me. I don't know how you would go about
It would
showing
motivate you if
the
they
struggle
show it
in
to
a
you
good
after.
way.
If they
It
don't
maybe
show
in a
it before.
competitive
Documentary
aspect,
kind of
but
thing.
Documentary, not like before I
Yeah.
get there, I'm going to show you all this.
did you say
depression.
documentary?
Like a documentary aspect of showing, listen, guys, this is what I went
No,
through.
I don't even
Flashback
think
to
it's the
things like
struggle. I don't think it's the struggle per se, because I hear what you're saying. I don't want to see that. It's not going to motivate me. But I think it's the vulnerability. If someone like even on some of my posts, like I say, yeah, I'm feeling this way, but you know what? Boom, 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 boom. Like, you're showing you're vulnerable, but you still can motivate at the same time. That's what
Yeah,
people
because
want.
a lot of
Even though you're
celebrities
Insta.
have come out to say, yeah, I was
Yeah.
living rough once upon a time. Idris, for example,
Yeah.
Yeah,
living in his
after.
car, I mean, like
After.
Canning Town or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I
Not
mean?
before, after.
It
I don't
takes-
think
it
it's
takes-
easy to talk about
it
while
takes
you're going through
it takes
that.
a lot.
though.
It takes a lot for a person
If I
to
had
be
no
comfortable with it.
bed
Yeah.
to sleep on or whatever, I don't think I'd be comfortable
But no
with
one's saying you
showing
have
the
to go
world.
that deep into it. I'm just
Well,
saying.
whatever
like, you've gotta
struggle
make
you
it
got
clear
in it.
that there's effort that's gone into this.
Acknowledge it. innit?
I'm not saying that.
Like,
you've
show
got to
the journey.
I do just think it's just a little bit. I would never assume if someone's got something like that. I just wouldn't really assume that they've just.
But a lot
I
of people
would.
do
I
just-
would.
that's
But that's them, innit? Like, I just think we've got to use our heads a little bit better, because it's just a really, really ignorant thing to come from. Rome wasn't built in a day, as I said before. Things don't happen overnight. Like, I don't get why it's hard. Even like you watch the X Factor and you see the stages of it going through, like it is just there. I just don't think it's being recognised enough that you have to work for what you want. I
Yeah,
don't
but
get
you
it,
see how
because
they do the X Factor,
you
they
see
make
your
it-
parents, well, a lot of us see our parents working really hard and stuff. We know our parents didn't get that overnight. I don't get why we don't put 2 and 2 together. I guess it's not all the time. Some people are just landing with shit in their lap, but a lot of the time it isn't. And I don't get why it's so hard. Like, why do we need to show people like, yeah, you do have to work hard. Like, kind of, we know this. We learn this in school when you do exams.
why
You
does
got to
X Factor
revise
make
or
them
you
have a
don't.
sob story?
I think like I'm coming from a different angle. Yeah, cool. Like you're struggling, whatever. I think it's more about, especially as a young person, I think it's more about putting like what's important in this life. Like, is it having all that money and being successful? Cool, that is. But like I said, like mental health is so important. Do you know what I mean? Like having all that ain't worth sacrificing your mental health, and that's one thing that isn't taught in schools. You're taught, yeah, go and bang grade, go get A, revise every night. But what if I'm depressed? What if I'm going home crying every day? What if I'm stressed? Do you know what I mean? No, I feel like there's just a lack of like understanding.
Communication on it.
Yeah, and what's really important.
But
Like,
then-
I'm seeing all this success on my timeline and whatever, but is that really
Is this
worth?
person even happy?
Is this person
Yeah.
happy? Is your happiness
But
worth
that's why I'm saying, like, people want to see the vulnerability, because you can aspire to have them grades, for example,
At least let me know
and
that
that's
you're
cool.
human.
Yeah, but if we're taught that in school, like along the way to the grades, you might feel depressed, blah blah blah. You're showing you're vulnerable. People want to see the process and the journey of things, because like
for
I don't know
example,
why, they just like
your,
it.
Your instant, I see your journey. So you're saying, I got the sleek, the BBC, you're on your way to this place, etc., etc. That's a journey as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's inspiring someone out there to say, oh wow, oh my gosh, like I really want to get into this or do this as well. So there's different types of, showing obviously what you're going through, what you're doing. It's not all got to be negative as
Yeah,
well.
and I
It's
think that's
definitely got to be
the word
positive
struggle
as
is
well.
quite negative,
Yeah.
innit? I think struggle is a negative word. I think when I'm saying you should show it, definitely the word process and the effort that's put in, not necessarily a struggle, because I'm not, no one wants, like you said, negativity. I don't want that in the morning. I look at my social media throughout the day. I'm not trying to see that. It's going to affect my mood. Do you know what I mean? I want to see though that this is potential for me. I could possibly do that. I can walk to this place. I can go to that man and meet him. Do you know what I mean? I want to see. I don't want to just see her there shaking his. I want to see what you did to get there, so I can go and maybe figure out my own plan. Maybe not the same, but similar, suits me, and do the same thing. But not a lot of people show that, and that's a similar. There's the same thing with like these artists that just come out of nowhere and blow up. Yeah, I know so many artists. I meet up with them. I go to their little shows that have barely any people there, and then they blow up on YouTube one day, and then boom, all over YouTube. But no one knew about them little shows where no one was there. No one, because that's not on their page. They don't want to post the 50 people standing. They don't want to post all the lights in the back. That's what they want to post. But other artists are gonna think, oh, rah, she blew up quick. She's good, but that's not how it happens. Like, you need to give people a bit of inspiration, and that's all I mean. I'm not saying just show bare negative stuff and upset people. That's the last thing you want to do. I wouldn't show that, but I would definitely want to tell people that I grafted for this, I deserved it, and you can do it too, and it's possible for anyone.
Some might take that as a struggle, some might take it as a progression.
Because like, to be honest, you're gonna get people who are looking. People are gonna watch you anyway, innit? Some people are gonna support in you. They might not say anything. Some people are watching you just to see if you're gonna stop or stagnate.
Some people are evil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like,
Bare people. Bare people. Bagging it.
My dad's always telling me green-eyed.
I'm telling you.
And they're always the ones that are so close to you because they
see,
really
they watch
have
all
the
your
most
stories.
Social media
They don't
brings
message
that out,
you.
you know.
And I think
It's weird, man.
Social media brings that out for real.
Because even me, I'm not a liar. I'm honest. Sometimes I'm envious. I look at things and I'm envious. It's natural. I look at it, I think, why don't I have that? Especially, and my thing is, especially the Kardashians. I follow all of them. Just putting it out there. But no, I don't. Listen, I don't want to be them. That's not my point. I follow all of them because I'm inner. That's the truth. But more time it's because I want to know. I don't know why I get pleasure. Not pleasure, but I want to see what she's doing. I want to know. And the thing is, I know that she only got there because of the family name and what certain thing happened. But I don't care. I still want to be. I still want to have.
Not
her
necessarily
money.
that. People don't understand that she has a large team behind her.
Yeah.
Please understand what I'm telling you and saying. She has a large team behind her. Before she posts that one picture, she's probably taken 1,000, 2,000 pictures and picked one or a few out of them. And she probably didn't even pick it. She probably gets the final say out of that. There's a large branding team. If you look at her for her marketing skills, by all means, she's done a great job. How she's got there, maybe you can disagree. Not the ethical thing to do, etc., etc. Fair enough. But how she's marketed herself and how she's made herself into a whole household name brand is amazing. If you watch that, great. But understand that she has a large team behind her as well.
But that was a choice though, still, because look at her brother. He ain't got the same thing. It's a choice. So she's still put effort and graft into it. Whether, just like you're saying, that's what I'm saying. But we don't see how you just said that. I wasn't thinking like that.
But you see his struggle. But you see his struggle as well. You see him on that Kardashian show, put on weight, and how he's getting treated by Black China at that time, and all the things that are going on like that.
Exactly.
They show it. That's a part of their brand as well. But don't ever get it twisted. There's things behind the scenes that you will never see. And who's the main woman? The mom? Kris Jenner. Her, she's the head of it, so she's the one who actually sees and makes sure she's the MVP. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I will never follow them, but I admire and understand and see what they've done in terms of.
Once upon a time, everyone was interested in MTV Cribs, though.
Yeah.
So is that.
You know.
Oh yeah, Sweet 16 and that.
So maybe
we live of other people's progress.
And is that because maybe there's an inefficiency within ourselves and our progress?
No, because when you see that, you can like take that and you can be like,
different ways, and that's the mental thing. How she
there needs to be a level for you to say, you know what, I like that shit.
Yeah, I know what, get that.
You know, like that,
I know
that sort of sense.
I'm gonna do it.
It's how you process.
That's it, and it does come down to a person and how they feel about whatever they're seeing.
You can look at that and be like, oh man, that's fucking
personal. Shit. What am I gonna do with myself, man?
Go outside and make you do something.
I'm gonna get that.
That's what a mood board is, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, choose it how you're gonna use it, man.
It's all